This year is our biggest and best conference yet. We have more delegates here this year than we've had for the previous 5 years. We've got the usual keynote presentations from the main hall and a series of workshops.
As soon as you see the signs of stress, act, not react. That sounds so simple, but it really isn't.
One of the most important aspects of an event like this is the opportunity to network.
I'm a finance professional by background, so hoping to meet up with colleagues who work in similar sized schools and we can work together and improve ourselves.
I feel like our roles are quite solitary. You're sort of left on your own without any support really within the school, so I come along to find out what's happening with other schools within the country.
It's difficult for business managers to get up-to-date information and to network.
It's good talking to other delegates to find out you're not the only one with problems.
I think this is a really good session. It always has really good speakers.
The revised version of the Business Management Competency Framework now refers to the school business leader. And I think that's key and a very positive move for us because it endorses the fact that we are being acknowledged now as an integral part of school leadership.
It was very interesting listening to Brian Lightman because it's nice to hear that business management is actually getting more recognition up there with teaching staff.
I'm so pleased to see that just about every school in the country has been taking this role of business manager, business leader so seriously and making sure that you are a key player in the leadership team of the school.
The question of the panel was quite interesting. Yeah, I enjoyed that the best.
If you were asked, can we afford to buy every student an iPad, what would your answer be?
It's about priority, and it always comes back to the question of what are our key priorities, what are we trying to achieve, and therefore anything that's going to impact significantly on that has to be at the top of the list.
I'm just interested on your view on business leaders moving into deputy headship and headship roles.
I had an interesting journey to headship. I started off as a school business manager in 2005 and worked at that school until 2010. The head teacher then approached me and said, how about you become the deputy? And I was flabbergasted but took the opportunity. A few years after that I became head teacher. What I realised I needed to do was to find the best teacher in the school and approach them first of all and say, would you be my mentor, so that I can really get my head around both the pedagogy and the actual day-to-day practice of teaching in a classroom.
How do we drive forward change at really dated local authority level to show that they can recognise the importance of our roles in school?
I don't think people in local authorities understand what happens in schools.
Barnsley went through a single status exercise 4 years ago and my role wasn't recognised, so 2 practical solutions: one, appeal against the process, and secondly is understanding even in a maintained school the governing body have control over pay and conditions.
I can say in all honesty I've had experience of both. I've had salary cut by just over 15,000 having gone through single status.
I think a number of colleagues are facing very challenging times with salary cuts, lack of recognition, and I think that can be very demoralising for them as well.
My question for the panel is about pupil premium accountability. Can any of you offer any advice to school business leaders who are strategically leading in this critical area?
You have got an immense amount of autonomy on how you spend that money, but you are held to account for the impact that you make with that money on the attainment and progress of the pupil premium eligible children.
The exhibition is really good. It's a good variety of providers.
Well, we come to build relationships up with our customers and, to get the Tempest name out there and show them our new products and information that we have.
Met some fantastic contacts who I'll keep up with, and I particularly was interested in the fact that Zenergy were sponsoring the event because I've been extremely frustrated with my local authority.
What we find with the authorities is they don't really give them the information they need to make an informed decision. We have had an absolutely phenomenal day, like the best ever. We had Unbeatable Energy doing the Boomwhackers session this morning, which was really good fun. Been very memorable, and we have just been non-stop all day. It's been superb.
It's always good to listen to Sam Ellis as well.
You have to balance the books, and you have to have outstanding learning for students, and those two things are actually starting to be quite difficult to achieve together. I was helping somebody put together a recovery plan the other day. He says, you've worked out what we have to do if we just spend what we can afford.
Funding's limited and expenditure's going up. So it's good to talk to other people and see how they're dealing with it.
First of all, you're a miracle worker. So I'll put your job spec up. Does that resonate with you? You know, you have carte blanche to innovate and change, but you can't spend any money, replace or upset anyone. Welcome to the revolution, folks.
Well, I think in any industry sector, it's always good to meet colleagues and find out what's happening, because it's very easy to get embedded in the day job and forget what's happening in the outside world. So no, it's really good just to learn from others.